and Monica, like right now, I think she's dead. Hello. Okay, so this is an iced cappuccino. It's quite warm for being iced, but still, story of my life. And this is my audiobook vlog because I found this book on Audible that sounded so good. It's called Clickbait, which is a fun name because it's not clickbait like click, but it's click like group. And I don't know why I find that so funny, but it's like, I love wordplays. So that was good. I'm running out of YA thrillers and I love those and I love listening to those. And I feel like there are not so many left and I really wanted to listen to that, but it said Wattpad sensation on its cover. And to be honest, that is not something to sell a book for me. That is more something that it's a big warning sign. If it's a Wattpad sensation, I expect bad boys, consent being not important, love cliche tropes that are just cringy as hell. I mean, After is a Wattpad sensation, and you can basically look up every freaking fanfiction idea on that site. I mean, I have a Wattpad myself. I'm not trying to be higher than any other people that use Wattpad because I use Wattpad. It's just usually those books, they are really, really bad. And there are like even the books that get published on Wattpad, they're usually so fanfiction-y. That's not a word. Anyway, so I was really this and that with the book, with the audiobook, Clickbait. But I really want to know what they did with the story because, so it says it's about, I don't know what it says, but it's about this girl and she has a best friend and there is a high school clique that made said best friend's life a living hell last year. So this year, our main protagonist decided to get revenge. It advertised itself, not a protagonist, the book, to be a mixture of Pretty Little Liars and Burn for Burn. And I love those. So I think you can't really do something wrong if it's really like a mixture of those. It should be fine. But then it's a Wattpad sensation and I'm like, no, it won't be. So here's my problem. She has this, she's out to get revenge, which is great. I think that's a very good story idea. So she basically blocked her best friend or got rid of her, kind of. She didn't kill her. They're just not friends anymore. So she can be undercover. And she tries to get herself into this clique to be like a cool kid and to find out their weaknesses and then get them all down. And that is such a good idea. But then the blurb says that she meets someone. And in the end, she has to decide if she wants to go through with it. If she wants to be on the side of her best friend, which she probably knows for years and years. And I mean, you don't just have a best friend and I don't know, that description, it means something, at least to me. And just the thought that there's a slight possibility that she will choose this boy that she meets on her quest getting revenge, and and that he choose and that she choose him over her best friend. That would ruin the whole book. And I wouldn't be scared of that, or I would be trusting that she finds a way, like the author finds a way to combine both. But then it's a Wattpad book. And I don't have that much trust in Wattpad books. So I'm just scared that this great idea will be ruined by a freaking cheesy, foreseeable, and probably non-consensual love story as it is Wattpad tradition. But I will think about it forever if I don't give it a shot now. Also, my old book is finished, my old audiobook. There's this long of a list of books that I could listen to. But no, I'm gonna give Clickbait a chance and we'll see how that goes. This will be a reading vlog, so I'm gonna update you in between my chapters, which you probably won't notice because you get this you get this as one video chunk stuff. But yes, join me on my quest to see how her quest goes. Goodbye. See you in some time. Hello. We are back. We reached chapter 5, I think, or 7. And we are filming with a new phone today because literally 5 minutes after I filmed the last bit that you just saw, I dropped my phone and the inner screen broke. So the whole phone is fine, like looking fine from the outside. But from the inside, it is a hot mess. Okay, so this is why we bought a new one. And the new one is a bit bigger than the old one, so it doesn't fit in the tripod properly. I have to find a solution for that, but not today. So, oh yeah. So right now, we listened, yeah, as I said, I don't know, probably chapter 7 or 8. And what I find fascinating is that I think every chapter or every other chapter starts with a letter to Monica, and Monica, like right now, I think she's dead because she's never answering. But then there was this one part in one of the letters where it said, like, I promised you to write you every day, or something like that. So it's either that she's in a clinic and she gets all the letters and she's just not answering for what reason ever, or she's dead. And I don't know, but I think, like, I have not listened that far, but since, I don't know, I think it's listed as a love story. So, and it's a Wattpad book, so I don't know. We haven't listened that far. My prediction is that she got bullied, or that she couldn't take the stuff they made her do anymore, and she killed herself. And now Chloe wants revenge, as the blurb already told us. And now she is having the seat at a level 1 table. And she starts to see what they want from her, what they make her do. Like, for example, she has this friend, it's just a normal friend, like a guy she knows. And he's called Jack. And he was talking to her. And then one of the level 1 girls, Lola, I don't know. Actually, I'm getting confused with the level 1 names. But Lola, let's call her Lola, came over to them and was starting to spread like a rumor saying like, oh, are you into her, or why don't you leave her alone? And Chloe chimed in. And I feel like this will surface later. I think that this will take a toll somehow. Also, there is this one girl, she didn't really do anything. I think she spilled a drink on the skirt of one of the level 1 girls. And then they made her strip in the cafeteria, like in front of everyone. Was there like, yeah, let's switch skirts. But she didn't switch, she just took the skirt from the girl and was like, yeah, well, I'm getting you the skirt later. Until then, you just have to go around in your underwear, I guess. So it's really weird, and it's really like, it's bullying, but in such a weird, like, all the teachers, they were all there and they didn't do anything because they're all so crazy rich that they feel like they can't do anything against those people. This situation in the book, like when they made her strip, it would have been so easy for the teachers to be like, yeah, well, that's against school law to just wear your underwear. You can't do that, so please cover up or give her skirt back, anything like that. You wouldn't even have to say something about bullying. It would just be so easy to just say something, and they didn't. And I feel like this is, I don't know how realistic this really is, so I also don't know why I talk about it for like 10 minutes now, because it's not that important, but yeah, basically, I found that weird. And then Chloe sits with the level 1s on the table, and they talk about this girl, the skirtless girl. I think she's called Stephanie, and they want to hurt her even more, even though I don't understand why, because they made her strip naked, so what else is there? And then they ask Chloe what she thinks would be a good idea, how they could get her. And she helps them bully her. Like, she says, yeah, you should invite her to a party, and then you should disgrace her in front of everybody. And I just feel like there would have been an easier way out of this without becoming a bully yourself. But I also think that this might be, I'm really hoping for character growth here. I think this is what I'm trying to say right now. It's bad. And it's a wattpad book, so my hopes aren't that high. But if she's making the protagonist do bad things, she should have like a path throughout the book where she can learn stuff and where she can grow. It can even get worse, and she can be a really bad bully, and then she needs someone telling her that she stepped over the line and that she needs to do something about it. But if she's just becoming a bully and really falls in love with the William guy that she's dating to be undercover. Also, this is another really interesting fact about the book. So she basically blackmailed William to become a part of level 1. And he was like, yeah, well, you should date me because that's like the only way you could get in. It was more complicated, the whole discussion, than that, but long story short, they're dating now, and he is like, I'm not only doing it because you blackmailed me, I also do it for Monica, but you have to promise that you won't take your revenge against me because I'm helping you. So two things are interesting. The first thing, that he seems to feel for Monica somehow, like they either have been a couple, or he's just very sorry for whatever happened, or they were friends. But I feel like there is a backstory, and I really hope we're going to discover that backstory, because right now there is a lot of potential, and I'm just curious in which direction it will go. And the second thing is that he's like, yeah, don't do anything to me, which I understand, but I don't know if she will keep her part of the promise, because right now she's determined to don't keep it and to do something to him as well. But I feel like this will change. And the other thing is that he is, on one hand, he's so sorry, and he seems to have like a thing with Monica, and on the other hand, he's like really concerned for himself and that nothing happens to him. And I'm just very curious if he's like a deep character and with many layers, which would be good writing, and that would be surprising because it's a wattpad book. I am so mean. I don't mean that in a mean way. It would just really surprise me. I know some great authors who only publish in Wattpad, so I'm not saying that there are no good books out there, but usually they don't get published. They only publish the rubbish stuff. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's so far. Didn't hit my feels too much. Like, I'm not determined to go on listening. It's not boring or anything, it's just, if I stop, it's okay, and then I can just stop for a while, and if I have time, I just go on listen. And usually I like books, especially audiobooks, that make me want to continue because they're so good or so thrilling or interesting that I just have to keep going. Right now, this is not the case. Up to this point, 3 stars probably, which is my middle rating. If nothing really bad happens, if the character will grow, or if there will be a very surprising end, it might go up to 4 stars. If shit hits the fan, like I'm expecting it a little bit because it's a wattpad book, it might go down to 2 stars. Hello. Oh my god, that hurts. Okay, hello, I'm sorry. It's a very weird angle, but my phone is too big for the tripod, so we have to do it like this. It's just a short update. I finished Clickbait, and it was surprisingly not that bad, but I'm still standing with my 3 stars because it wasn't that good either. It was okay. In the end, it turned out that her best friend is dead. She did not kill herself, as I predicted, as I thought it would be. And the book gets points for that because I feel like she tried to change the storyline a bit, so it's a bit different because usually it's all the same. And she gets points for that, but I felt like in the end the whole book was quite on surface level. It didn't really go that deep, and the times it did go deep, it felt superficially deep, weird, I don't know. So in the end it turned out that this super clique, they had a truth or dare game, and they dared her to jump in the pool, and she was drunk and she jumped in on the wrong end, so not in the deep end. So she died because she hit her head. And I feel like I'm a bit disappointed because I hoped that she would be in a clinic or something, and that the revenge plan that Chloe has, that there would be something to gain from it, like in any way whatsoever. But since her friend is dead, I don't know. Well, when I started this vlog, I was like, yeah, I hope she doesn't fall for the guy and she sticks to her best friend's side. And then in the end it turned out like, but it didn't turn out gradually, so you could like follow it. It was like the whole time she was her best friend, and then in the end it was like, yeah, well actually we didn't really talk anymore. So that was a bit sad. I would have liked it more if they would have shown us gradually. But yeah, so I changed my point of view. It's fine that she's got the guy because she doesn't have any chance to get her best friend back. I don't know if she learned something from it, but I know many people will not. It's so warm. So I know that most of you probably won't agree with me, but I liked it that she didn't go through with her revenge plan and it still got out because Jack did it, and he took all the blame for it. And I quite liked that because it started to stress me a bit, but I also see that it's quite an easy solution. So we didn't really go in for the struggle. So she found her way around it, and it was like a bit too convenient, I think. But I like that they shown us how it changed the school afterwards, because I feel like it's better now. But yeah, so all in all, I feel like it was a bit too much on the surface for me. I would have liked it to go deeper in, to have more character development. We had that, especially from the like Clique in the end, like in the last chapter, but it's a bit too late then. Yeah, I felt like, especially Francis from the Clique, he seemed to be just that stereotypical rich kid without feelings, manipulative. And so were some of them. I don't know, I missed the depth a bit. And yeah, character development. Also, it's quite sad that we never found out what happened to Stephanie. So it was like this one storyline where they busted her for drugs, and we never found out if they were like her drugs or if the Clique just took pictures with her phone from drugs. And if I think she got expelled, maybe. I don't know if they told us. That's what sticks in my head. But I don't know, I feel like, I mean, she wasn't like the main character, but I still wish we had like, we would have found out what happened. Like, because don't start it if you don't finish it, you know what I mean? But then, because I was not trusting it because it's a Wattpad book. I am surprised by how much I still liked it. But yeah, I don't see it to be like a sensation. So I think that's my end thing.